Level 1. Seaman Recruit. You stand inside a flooded compartment trainer in Groton. Cold water climbs past your boots. A steel patch slides from your hands. The instructor kills the lights. At sea, a real flood can drown everyone behind a shut hatch. You grab the patch again. Your shoulder hits a pipe. Another recruit holds the flashlight. You stop the leak together. The lights return. Water drains around your ankles. Nobody congratulates you. Your hands keep shaking as the next class enters. Your uniform says E1. Your base pay is $2,407.20 a month after 4 months. That sounds enormous beside your old summer job checks. Then the Navy takes your hair, your sleep, and your name. You become recruit until someone needs a body. Your sonar pipeline takes about 9 months. You memorize circuits, sound paths, and casualty steps. You learn inside rooms with no windows. Every wrong answer returns in red ink. You gain a security badge and a narrow future. You lose the right to quit when training feels ugly. Your friends post beach photos. You practice plugging leaks in the dark. Finishing school moves you upward. Panic sends you home. The first promotion rewards one skill, becoming useful before the ocean tests you. Level 2. Seaman Apprentice. You duck through your first submarine hatch with a canvas bag. The passage is barely wide enough for your shoulders. Cables crowd the ceiling. Food cans fill spare corners. The hatch bangs closed. Ordinary city noise becomes a memory. You will smell machine oil long before you smell weather again. Your base pay becomes $2,697.90 a month. Your access grows faster. A petty officer leads you into sonar. Green traces crawl across black screens. Headphones squeeze your ears. You hear pumps, propellers, and water moving along the hull. You cannot yet call any sound dangerous. You write down everything. Your rack waits behind a thin curtain. 2 other bunks sit above it. There is roughly 1.5 feet between mattresses. Someone else's boots touch your bag. Privacy becomes a strip of fabric. You begin your qualification card. Every compartment holds another signature. You trace air, electricity, seawater, and escape routes. You learn where firefighting gear lives. You learn which valve protects the person beside you. Your cost is humiliation. Qualified sailors call you non-qual. They test you during meals. They test you while you clean. Signatures get you closer. Understanding gets you promoted. Nobody cares that you can repeat a diagram. You must point to the real pipe. Level 3. Seaman. You stand below deck's watch while the submarine leaves daylight. A clipboard rests against your chest. The hull ticks as pressure builds. Your base pay reaches $2,836.80 a month. You now touch real equipment without someone holding your wrist. You still report every strange smell. The boat is 377 feet long and 34 feet wide. You must learn nearly every useful corner. Your dolphins qualification typically takes about 1 year. You crawl through machinery spaces. You find damage control lockers blindfolded. You draw systems from memory. Then you sit before an oral board. 3 qualified sailors ask what happens after fire, flooding, or lost power. Your mouth goes dry. You miss one step. A chief waits. You correct yourself. They finally pin silver dolphins above your pocket. The crew claps. You belong now. You carry paper coffee back to your rack. You touch the dolphins twice. The pin feels colder than you expected. The gain feels larger than money. Qualified sailors trust you during a casualty. The price is permanent. You can never again pretend a valve, alarm, or human life belongs to somebody else. Your next stripe comes through performance. Clean maintenance matters. Watch standing matters. Calm judgment matters most. You must hear the boat before it starts shouting. Level 4. Petty Officer 3rd Class. You sit at a sonar console in red light. A faint line appears under the ocean noise. You mark it. You listen again. At the STS career average, you reach E4 around 1.7 years. Your monthly basic pay is $3,142.20. Now your rank carries your job. You are a sonar technician, submarine, 3rd class. You operate the equipment and repair it when the screen goes blank. The contact strengthens. You classify it, report it, and keep your voice flat. Officers gather behind you. Nobody asks your age. For this moment, your ears shape the boat's next move. The same tone fills your headphones for hours. Your neck stiffens. You keep listening because a quiet contact still matters. Then the watch ends. You scrub a filter and share a hot rack. Another sailor's mattress is still warm. Rank does not create space. You gain authority over a console. You gain responsibility for the junior sailor beside you. You lose the comfort of private mistakes. A bad call now travels through the control room. The next promotion comes from examinations, evaluations, and command impact. You need more than sharp hearing. You must make the whole watch team better. Level 5. Petty Officer Second Class. You kneel behind a sonar cabinet with a multimeter. The cooling fan has stopped. The console cannot stay dark. A seaman reads the diagram beside you. You make them point to the fault. You already know the answer. Teaching becomes part of the repair. The STS average reaches E5, around 4.2 years. At that point, monthly basic pay is $3,946.80. You become an operator, technician, and team leader. Junior sailors bring you broken gear and broken confidence. Chiefs bring you deadlines. You finish the repair before watch. The seaman gets the credit. You discover that leadership often looks like someone else succeeding. Your first sea tour can run 48 months. The calendar on shore keeps moving. A family gram arrives late. It says your partner fixed the car alone. Another message says the dog waits beside the door. You cannot call. You cannot explain where you are. You fold the message and return to watch. Your power is practical. You decide who needs help before qualification boards. You can stop unsafe work. You can recommend a sailor for more responsibility. Your price is absence. People above the water learn to solve life without you. Promotion demands stronger evaluations and broader qualifications. The Navy is no longer measuring your hands. It is measuring the sailors who learn from them. Level 6. Petty Officer First Class. An alarm cuts through dinner. You reach sonar before the tray stops sliding. Your team is already seated. Nobody waits for an officer. You assign positions, check reports, and turn scattered sounds into one picture. The STS average reaches E6, around 8.3 years. Monthly basic pay is $4,612.80. You serve as leading petty officer. The division's watch bills, maintenance, training, and mistakes arrive on your desk. You still stand watch. You also explain every failure upward. A young operator freezes during a drill. You could take the console. Instead, you lower your voice. You guide their hands. The contact returns. Afterward, your team eats a cold dinner. You write the drill report alone. Their recovery becomes your result and your responsibility. You gain control over the daily lives of your division. A fair schedule can save a marriage. A careless one can grind someone down. Your own relationship survives through short messages and missed anniversaries. Months without sunlight stop feeling heroic. They feel normal. To become a chief, you need more than 12 months leading sailors. You need sonar supervisor and team leader qualifications. You need sustained results. The selection board does not see this alarm. It sees the record you build from hundreds like it. Level 7. Chief Petty Officer. You enter the chief's mess wearing khaki. Yesterday, junior sailors called you petty officer. Today, officers ask what you think. The STS average reaches chief around 13.6 years. At that point, monthly basic pay is $5,591.70. You are now the rating's technical authority. When sonar reports something uncertain, you stand behind the operator. When maintenance slips, your name rises with it. A third class admits they hid a mistake. The easy move is punishment. You close the door, open the procedure, and make them rebuild the job correctly. Then you document it. Near midnight, another sailor knocks. You pull on your boots. Rank has given everyone permission to interrupt your sleep. You gain influence without command. Your recommendation can shape watches, qualifications, and careers. Your words carry farther because you are expected to be right. The cost is loneliness. Junior sailors cannot hear every doubt. Officers want answers, not fear. You hold both groups together while belonging fully to neither. Advancement requires at least 12 months as a leading chief. It also demands quality assurance, sonar supervisor, and senior watch qualifications. Your next step is not better headphones. It is becoming the person everyone trusts when the headphones reveal trouble. Level 8. Senior Chief Petty Officer. You stand in control while the crew runs a casualty drill. You do not touch a switch. You watch the watchers. One sailor skips a report, another corrects it. You remember both. The STS average reaches E8 around 16.5 years. Monthly basic pay is $6,448.20. You supervise chiefs now. You train the people who train the crew. Your view expands beyond sonar into the whole submarine. You walk the boat after the drill. Sailors straighten when you pass. You notice the exhausted ones who cannot hide it quickly. There are 128 enlisted sailors on the current Virginia-class crew model. You may not know every private fear. You must know whether the system around each sailor works. You gain access to the command team. You can challenge a weak plan before it reaches the watch bill. You can defend a sailor who deserves another chance. You also inherit every quiet fracture, exhaustion, resentment, a family unraveling through delayed messages. None fits neatly on a readiness report. To reach E9, you need leading chief experience and the senior watch qualifications. The strongest record adds chief of the boat qualification and sustained superior performance. The final promotion goes to someone who can carry the crew's problems without dropping the mission. Level 9, Master Chief Petty Officer. You sit beside the commanding officer before the boat deploys. The crew waits one deck below. The STS average reaches E9, around 20.4 years. Monthly basic pay is $8,105.10. As chief of the boat, you become the senior enlisted voice. You advise command. You enforce standards. You speak for the sailors who will not enter this room. The hatch closes. Families shrink into memory. The boat slides beneath the surface. Before sailing, you watch the final sailor climb down. You count faces automatically. Nobody beneath you gets to become invisible. You walk through berthing after lights out. Curtains hide exhausted faces. One rack is warm. One message remains unopened. You recognize the same loneliness you carried as an apprentice. Your power is real. A sentence from you can change a watch bill, stop bad maintenance, or rescue a career. Your judgment reaches all 128 enlisted sailors. So does your failure. You have climbed from holding a patch in cold water to holding an entire crew together. You own the ear of the captain. You own the trust of the boat. The hidden price waits in the silence. Everyone can bring you fear. You can bring yours to almost nobody. You are finally the highest enlisted sailor aboard. You still sleep below the water.